Algebra II, Exponential Function, Characteristics and Equations. Okay, this is the first nonlinear and rational function. It's a new type of function. It's called the exponential function. What exponential function? The general form is y equals a coefficient and b to the x power. And important thing is this x is a real number, so y is also a real number. And in this example, we took only the integer for easy case. When b is 2, so 2 to the x, and coefficient is 1, the simplest case. Okay, so this is so-called exponentially increasing function. Okay, you look at the graph, you see how it's behaved, this function's behavior. It's very small, tiny, less than 1, and when x is 0, it's 1, and exponentially increase. Okay, and what kind of things like this? This is like a compound interest rate or bacteria growth rate, the virus growth rate. Those are exponential function. Okay, so what's happened if b is less than 1? Well, actually, for negative x, it's increase exponentially, and for positive x, it goes 0. So what's happened is, if b is like 0.1, right? So 0.1 to the x. 0.1 is 10 to the x, and that turned out to be 1 over 10 to the x power, right? So what happened is, this is the reciprocal number. So very large number is very small, and very large number here, very small number goes up very large number. So it's look like it's other way around. So b is less than 1 or b is larger than 1, we get this kind of exponential curve. What happens if b is exactly 1? Then 1 to the x is always 1, so it stay constant, right? So that's the function. And now when a is negative, then value is negative, so it goes this way. And depend on v, it may go this way, and if b is 1, it's go this way, right? So you know the characteristic of exponential function now. Exponential function depend on a positive or negative, and the b is larger or smaller than 1 or equal to 1. Okay, so depend on that, you can draw the function curve easily. Okay, now let's review some point. You learn this operation exponential. If it's b is same, bx, a plus c, coefficient can be combined. The abx times cbx is going to be coefficient multiplication, and b to the x plus y, right? X and y become x plus y. If division, a over c and b to the x minus y. Okay, so some point you practice this mathematic operation. If not, this is the review. You go through this, make sure you understand this. Okay, so next, simplifying exponential equation. How do we simplify exponential equation? Okay, here's some practice, right? Square root of b is actually b to the 1 over 2, half, right? So this is going to be 1/3. So b3 to the third is b9 because it's 3 times 3, right? Okay, so you can simplify this case. Okay, we change all the square root notation into half, and the same b and b and a combine this together into plus of exponent index, right? We call this exponent index. Okay, combine the index together, then this divides, so it's a subtract. You subtract. For a, 2 minus 1. For b, 1 minus 3 over 2. Right? So final answer is going to be a, b, negative 1 over 2. Okay? Now, this index is called power, right? Power. The power can be real number. Negative power is same way, right? A to the x equals 1 over a to the negative x, right? Non-integer power. So x can be any real number. Can it be complex number? Yes, but that's for another opportunity to talk about. How to calculate such as a number with real number power. Okay, so definitely we learn this like this, but how do you reconcile this? Okay, real number. It's not the times multiplication anymore. So that's what it is. This is the early version of definition of power or exponential index. Here exponential index is the variable. So function is function of x equals whatever to the x. And how do you calculate that? Well, calculator provide that and table provide that. Well, what else can you do? Can you calculate manually? Actually, it's not. This is non-linear function, and if you want to calculate, you do midpoint method. We talked about that in the previous few video. You take this known value and you want to calculate here, then you take a midpoint, right? Okay, so computer can calculate. Calculator is computer, so it can calculate. But computer cannot do very well for this kind of question that human can do very well. Okay, so if you do this, I like you to stop the video and do this and do this on your pencil and paper, practice, and find out what the x here, x and y is final. Okay, this is the practice for the exponential arithmetic, actually. And another practice, are they same? Hold on. Oh, they are same. Okay. No, it's not same. It's different. Okay, only first one, even first one is not same. Okay, so this is additional practice for you to do. Stop the video and try to come up with the answer. Okay? Now, when you shift exponential function, what happened? Do you remember shift is like y shift and x shift? Now, this is y shift, right? So the intercept change. How much? It used to be intercept was 1. Or depend on a. Actually a. If a is not 1, intercept is a. And if you shift, you add e. So exponent function goes like this. Right? Depend on b, it could go other way around. And x shift comes in here. So b cx plus d is going to be b c x plus bd, and not plus, the times bd. Okay, the reason is, let's break down. b cx bd, right? And this one is going to be b c x bd. So actually this is going to be the new value d, dx, and the bd and a. This become the new coefficient a b d dx. So it's same exponential function, but the effect of shifting x value, the coefficient change and index change, this value, the general format of the exponent function is unchanged. When we shift in both directions, the function will be still same. Okay, so we just did this. Again, the basic format of exponential function is unchanged. When the base is Euler's constant. When the base is Euler's constant, irrational number, the function is natural exponential function. Okay, so this natural exponent function is like this. When the base is Euler's constant, b is e, this is Euler's constant. Okay, this becomes very important when you start talking about inverse function of exponential function. It's yet to come. Find the exponential function of the drawing on your right. So it gives two values. You have two unknown, a and b unknown. And e, don't forget the e. And e is 4 because it's going up 4. So you know a is 4 because it's the intercept, right? And e is 4 because it's shifted that much. So you plug in those numbers, then you can determine b. The b is this value, so it's going to be like this. So from graph you can tell, from exponential equation you can draw the graph, And from graph you can tell what kind of function that is. Okay, here's another question. This is a practice for you. Stop the video and try it on the piece of paper with a pencil. Okay, here's another one. This is for you to try. It's good, huh? This video gives you a lot of your own trial question. Here's another one. Okay. Okay, so you will be the expert in the exponential function after this practice. The red area is actually the answer. So answer is provided. So first you stop the video and try to figure out by yourself the question before you look at the red answer. Okay, so I hope you enjoy listening these videos, Algebra 2, and we meet you in the next video.